Hi ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. After a long hiatus, I have decided that I'm going to be doing the show once a week now. Might start off doing a little bit more here and there. The focus may change from show to show with it. I really do want to start getting it going again. I don't know when I'm going to post these things up. It could be midnight, could be 2 in the morning, it could be 2 in the afternoon. It just depends on how my internet's going, because to let you guys know something, I kind of live outside of the town and I don't have a lot of choices as far as internet goes, and the one that I do use is slow as fuck. So there you go. So just keep in mind, I'll post on Facebook when I'm going to have this thing out, so follow me there. The thing is, subscribe and hit notifications here as well. I know that there's the little buttons down below there for you. Click subscribe, click notification for everything that comes up. I'll do shorts as well, which will probably be a little bit more than that. But I'm going to try and keep things going. Now, the topic-wise is going to range into a lot of different directions. Okay? So please keep that in mind. I do not do a lot of scripted stuff. I talk off the top of my head. If I'm having to bring forth facts and figures, then yes, I will bring in written documents with it. I am not savvy enough right now to have pictures, here or wherever, and do that editing thing. I'm not going to be doing editing. This is going to be raw. This is going to be honest, and it's going to be me. If I say something that pisses you off, wear a helmet, sunshine. Get over it. If you like what I say, bring others along. Share these videos, okay? For those of you who have not heard, which I don't know how you haven't, I am now retired. After 23 years of teaching high school, I have officially retired. This gray in the beard has been well earned, let's say. Here's the thing with my retirement, and this goes along with why it's been such a while since I've posted anything, is because of the state of education and the state of my district. Now, don't get me wrong. There are great people in my district, from the custodial staff to the subs, to the teachers, to the counselors, to the admin, to the paraprofessionals, all that. There are just astounding people in all of the schools throughout my district. I have worked with some of the most wonderful people over these 23 years, and it's been my honor to do that. But I could not, in good conscience, do it anymore and not lose my ever-loving mind and say something that would get me fired. My show got called out to HR because of a bunch of pearl-clutching horse shit. Because there was one time that I recorded a video and I was in a school shirt, and oh my gosh, I swore and I flipped the bird. HR got called in on it. And so I got told, well, you have to delete that and anything else that might be associated with school. So I got my fifis hurt and went, fine, fuck you, and just deleted all of it. I know it was an overreaction with it. I only needed to delete like 1, maybe 2. But it just kind of did not sit well with me. It's not the first time that I've been called out by HR, by the way. I've been called out a few times on social media with HR as well, and I just kind of... That's a whole different topic right there, is dealing with social media and posting things as a teacher and how teachers are treated. When I first started, I started off as a high school English and debate coach and teacher, and I did that for 11 years in one school. I loved those kids. They were another family. They knew my wife, and she was part of it as well. The uh, the kids were wonderful, and I'm still in touch with so many of them that it really does. And I love watching them grow up, get married, have kids of their own, have families of their own, and be what I knew that they could be. I still give advice to some of my old students. I still help my old students. I always will. They will forever be my students. They can be 50 and they'll still be my student. Which, God help me, that would make me really, really old. But there you go. Um, Over the past few years, the state of education within our district has gone from, I mean, things have been kind of going downhill for the past 5, 6 years. And not just because of COVID. It wasn't just COVID, it was the mindset of our community and our society. And let's put it really bluntly, when Trump came onto the political scene, that's when shit started going downhill. And the it has started from the top down to become a shit show. From the school board on down to seeing a great and decent human being that truly cared about education, the kids, the teachers, the community, basically run out. Um, to seeing the heavy handed approach that district and higher ups had on teachers and others, the way that I've seen other teachers be treated. I've heard about how other teachers have been treated, and I just didn't have it in me anymore. I was honestly going to hold out for another 3, 4 years and wait for my wife to retire as well, but I couldn't. I would have ended up getting fired. I really would have. And that's saying a lot. I There's a lot in education now that everybody needs to know about. And it's going to take numerous episodes to really be able to get through it. Um, when I went from my first school to my second school, I I went over to what's called an alternative high school. Now, this alternative high school is or was something that was for critical at risk students. These were kids that everything from probation, rehab, um, trouble at home, pregnancies, high anxiety, being bullied, can't deal with having thousands of other students in the same school because of overcrowding, and they couldn't learn, to needing more one-on-one attention. They were odd, offbeat, my people, in other words. And that was kind of what I came in on, was that. And I was proud of the work that I did. I started off with 8th grade, and this is not a sponsor for Sonic. It's just I'm thirsty. Like I said, there's no editing on this, so sorry if I'm going to talk a lot. I'm going to have a drink with me, so there you go. Um, Now, if Sonic wants to pay me, I'm not going to say no to it, but there you go. The kids that came through my room were very special. And some of them were hard cases. Some of them were kids that were tough as hell to teach and connect with. Somehow I did. I don't know how. Some of these kids I was not nice to. I picked on them. Um, I pushed and pulled and dragged and kicked and screamed and barked and drill sergeanted and all of that to some of these kids to get them to graduate. And I'm proud of the factor that so many did. I'm proud of the factor that the number of kids that graduated that came through my classroom and came through the program that I did was so numerous. And again, I am friends with quite a few of them here. So I have a legacy that has come behind me, and I am proud to be friends with a lot of these kids. I am proud, even though I may not remember a name. If I see you, I remember faces, but this is blonde hair. I don't hide it, and it really does show itself with dealing with names half the time. So please, please, please bear with me on that, okay? Um, the mission changed over time, though, and it went from being those critical at risk kids that really needed that special attention to being a dumping ground from the other high schools to get rid of their problem kids, which I'll still work with, of course. I mean, I was already used to having the problem kids dumped into my classroom when I was at the first school. Whenever there was a problem with another teacher, send them to Lewis, send them to me. Okay, not a problem, I'll deal with them. But an entire school shouldn't become a dumping ground. That's what it was becoming. And then it's become a diploma mill. Get them in, get them done, get them out. Now, I understand that. To help them succeed and move on in life, we want to do what we can as teachers, as educators, to help them out. But there was becoming more and more times that integrity was pushed to the side for results. That they wanted to conveyor belt them. And I'm not the only one that saw that. And I couldn't anymore. And there was a lot more stuff from the top down that has just become unbearable. Our society has become dumber and more susceptible to stupidity than I've ever seen it before. And I'm not talking the kids. I'm talking about the adults. I'm talking about these people that have such blind faith in what they are told without trying to figure out what the truth is. And our community is even worse. And this started going downhill with Trump, just being honest. And it is never recovered from that. So that's really the reason why I retired, was that I was either going to retire or get fired. Simple as that. Now, what have I been doing in my retirement? That's been one of the biggest questions that I've gotten all along. And here's what I'm doing. Absolutely nothing. And I'm enjoying it. I have worked for basically 41, 42, 43 years of my life without being unemployed. And I need to take a break. I don't want to have a job. I'm going to be a stay-at-home dad. I'm going to cook, I'm going to clean, I'm going to take care of the family, the house, whatever needs to be done, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to be doing this. So there's that. I'm going to be taking naps. I'm going to be watching horror movies. I am going to be catching up on series and everything else that's been streaming that I have missed. I am going to enjoy my life for a while. I might do new hobbies. I don't know. So we'll just have to see what happens with it. Now, With that being said, will I ever go back to education? Well, never say never. I might. I can't do it for at least another year because of the retirement thing and all that. I can't do that, which is fine. Our state, Texas, has this wonderful little thing that you have to sit out for a year. But if you go back and get hired as a teacher, you get the normal pay plus you get that retirement that you signed off on. You don't, it doesn't increase because you're putting more years on, but it's one of those things to where you can double dip is what it amounts to. Sorry for that close up there. I was just readjusting how I was sitting. You got me in 3D for a moment there. I am going to talk about society as a whole. I'm going to talk about the news cycles. I'm going to talk about trends within society. I'm going to talk about individuals in society. But you've got to understand something. If I went through and shit posted on every minutia of what Trump has been doing, this would be a 24-hour live broadcast. I might as well just be streaming with it and be going over everything again and again, because every day is a new thing. Every 24-hour news cycle is some other truly infantile bullshit thing that's happening. And as that's going on, we're seeing our rights stripped away slowly but surely. We're seeing the Constitution shredded and used as toilet paper by this orange fuckwit and his cronies. And we are seeing a slow march to death of the democratic experiment, the American experiment. Unless we can get certain things to happen. And now I'm not talking about a coup. I'm not talking about assassination. I'm not talking about anything else like that. But if Trump was on fire and I had a glass of water, I would be tempted to drink it more than anything else. He is one of the true individuals in this world that I can say without reservation that I hate. I don't want to meet him. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to converse with him. I think that he is an abhorrent human being, and he has been from the word go. I have never liked Trump. Even before he stepped into politics, he was always this weak man that bullied his way through life. And he has such daddy issues that there's volumes that could be written about that. I'm going to go through some things with society. I'm going to talk about education. A lot of the first things that I'm going to be talking about are going to deal with education, because I think a lot of the general public, they see gag reels, they see comics talking about it, they see propaganda spewing against education and how horrible it is, that we are grooming and we are indoctrinating our children, and how awful we are as teachers, and how public education just blah, 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 blah. And I really want to go through a lot of those talking points of what's being said and truly illuminate, as someone that was on the inside, as someone that was a teacher for 23 years, that went through basically 2.5 generations of students. And taught them how education really is. I think that my experience with it is, and my connection with other teachers and how they view things and respond to things is interesting. And I think that the general public needs to know in a non comedic form. Now, I may say something that's funny every now and again, and that's fine, but it's more of sarcasm and acidity than it is haha, joke, joke. And I think that that's a very, 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 very important thing. I think our society is lacking right now in some fundamental basics that is being hammered out of our society for the sake of ease instead of for the sake of education and truly teaching. We have this wonderful tool called the internet. But the problem is that this tool is like a loaded rifle in the hands of idiots that don't know which way to shoot and which way the bullet's going to come out. And that's the problem right now. There are too many stupid people in charge. There are too many stupid people with a platform that don't understand anything. And that's the kicker. Okay? Again, and I'm going to go off on tangents. I'm going to start talking about things randomly. I may do a horror review here and there. I may do, a go find this movie on X platform because it's cheesy, it's stupid, it's fun, it's goofy. I may review a game. I may review. There's lots of things that I'm going to talk about. I'm not keeping it just to politics, mainly because if I keep it to politics, this is going to be nothing but show after show of me being pissed off and ranting about shit that you're going to get tired of listening to. Because I think that that's what's happening with a lot of people right now. They are so weary of Trump. And it is truly one of those things to where it's going to be difficult to do that day in, day out. I might make a couple of low lists of here's the latest fuckery from the, triple twat-chinned orange taco man. But past that, I'm not going to be doing much more than that. I want to talk about real society issues, real things. And you guys can give me hints with it. You guys can tell me different things as well that you might want me to look into or cover or whatever. And I might do that. I'm not promising anything. I'm not saying yes, definitely, but there you go. So, you're going to see me sitting here kind of like this. Yes, I've got my painting stuff in back here. I've got my Legos over here. I've got more painting stuff here. And it's a mess behind me. And that pretty much shows how I am. I'm a mess. And I'm okay with that. I think that I am what a lot of people strive to be. A complete flippin' mess, but retired and trying to enjoy life, because that's really what I'm sitting at here, is just trying to enjoy life. And I'm going to leave you on this final note here. It's about 25 minutes long here, so I think I've rambled on for more than enough. Life itself is about, Dennis Leary said that life deals with those 5-second pleasures. A cigarette, an orgasm, a cookie, something like that. And that's all it is. And he made that joke, but it's true. Life is about moments. It's about, getting your favorite Sonic drink and taking a drink of it and having those endorphins. It's having that piece of candy. It's watching a show and laughing. It's watching a reel on YouTube or Facebook or what have you, and just watching something funny and laughing. because we can't take things seriously all the time. But there's going to be a lot I'm going to talk about. I do still need to be somewhat reserved because my wife is still a teacher, but I don't think that she's necessarily going to be popping up here, so, you know, good luck finding that out. Don't report her. But I think that it's going to be interesting. And there may be times that I do more than one show. I'll probably do some shorts here and there. But again, because of my craptacular internet, I'm going to hit stop on this. I'm going to try and load it. And it'll take around 4 hours for a 25-minute video to load, if not more. And while that's loading, everything else in the house just drops dead. So that's one of those things. I may get it downloaded at midnight. I may go to bed, start downloading, get up in the morning, and then send the notification out that, hey, I've put this up. We'll just have to see what happens with it, okay? So I don't have any catchphrase. I don't have any sign off or sign on with this here. Just know that every journey that you guys are on, you're not alone. There's a lot of people out there that are either going through the same journey as you are or are paralleling you on that journey and will understand what you're going through. So, till next time, we will talk to you later, and peace out.